good? It's your boy Deadstock GP coming to you live with another episode of Beyond Deadstock. And today we're at the Prestige shop out here in Alameda, California. Let's get it.
Remember when I didn't have shoestrings? Now I pulled up, I watch that coupe swing.
Today we're out here in Alameda, California at Prestige, and we got the owner, my boy Naka. What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, how did you guys get started?
Man, we got started, I want to say, really in 2012. We opened in 2013. It really just started with me meeting my partners, Day and Hoff, camping out, collecting shoes, just doing stuff we've been doing for like past 15 years.
Yeah.
And I really want to say it was like during the Yeezy 2 Platinum release. We were all outside on Market Street in San Francisco, camped out for a week, and we really like bonded and clicked, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff came together, and then, you know, we figured we all had like minds and wanted to bring each tool to the table. That's really how we got started.
Got you. And the name Prestige is pretty significant. How did you guys come up with that?
Prestige is widespread admiration for someone or something. And so I've always had a passion for shoes and the history that came along with the shoes, who wore them, and you know, who did what and what, and that's really why I hung on to that. You know.
Got you. I seen that all you guys are sneakerheads, but you guys are unique sneakerheads. I seen you like Nike basketball. Hoff was like a size 14, but he had a lot of stuff that people can't obtain that's a size 10. And Day, he's an OG Air Max sneakerhead. But let me ask you this question: as a store owner and a sneakerhead, how do you separate your inventory from your collection?
You know, it's difficult, man. At first it was really difficult. I think what happens when you become a store owner and you're surrounded by thousands of shoes every day, and you know, you've been doing it as long as, you know, we've been doing it, you kind of have to separate your passion from business sometimes, and sometimes that hurts, right? But you know, if that, you know, like a 12.5 moon rock comes in or something, you know, there's a couple things that are on, you know, my hit list, and if something was to walk in, you know, I'm definitely gonna think twice before I put it back up on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So that passion still burns within me, but sometimes I have to like let go. You know what I'm saying? And realize
had a business mindset.
Exactly.
All right. So, what are some of your childhood favorites?
Childhood favorites, man. There's plenty. Anything from like a Turf Jet to a Air More Up Tempo. Now that they got those coming back out, you know, Scottie Pippen's old shoe. You know, I used to be a fan of Air Bacon's back before they even retroed it. Gloves retro. I was in love with gloves, and the son of the glove, the one that had the Nike cursive on it instead of the swoosh, and all that stuff, all the different colors of those. So I mean, even from Fila Stackhouses and Grant Hills, I have plenty of childhood favorites, and it was just because, you know, I grew up in that era, seeing all that those players play, and that's really what we wanted on the schoolyard at that time. Reggie Miller's up tempos, and you know, stuff like that, man.
So I noticed that you guys had several athletes come in and shop with you guys. How did you guys make that connection, and also how do you obtain those sizes for those athletes?
Man, well, yeah, you know, we've been blessed. We've had a lot of athletes in here. Even back to I want to say our first year, right after our first year, Steph Curry came in here and did a little segment thing called Kicking It. And so, you know, that's just awesome to have that. And I think really where that stems from, though, is because we're diehard like Warrior, Raiders, and Niner fans, all season ticket holders for like years, and just having, you know, certain connections, sitting in the family area where you can talk to certain people and kind of make things happen, and just doing good business, because, you know, once you sell, you know, Khalil Mack something, you know, he's gonna go ahead and tell somebody something, or somebody might see what he's wearing and be like, "Oh, yo, where'd you get those?" And normally it's been word of mouth that has, you know, blessed us. We haven't spent, you know, money on marketing dollars. It's always been somebody telling somebody else, "Hey, those guys at Prestige are cool. Go check them out, see what they got." So like in terms of like acquiring the size 15s, you know, we got like size 17 Shadow 1s in here. We got like size 18 Fire Red 5s, just ridiculous like big size stuff. It's more so just taking it when you can get it, and also, you know, being patient and realizing that yeah, the everyday person might not come in here and ask for this size or ask for this shoe. But the one time that somebody does walk in here with that size, asking for that shoe, at least we have something to offer. So that's, you know, since day one, that's been something that we've hung on to. And so we just continue to go about how we buy that way.
And what are some sneakers that you feel like that you guys had to have in the shop before you guys opened up?
Some of the shoes we had to have, well, the difficulty with opening a shop like this is diversifying what you have. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that somebody who's coming in looking for Air Max got an Air Max, or somebody who's coming in looking for a Dunk, they got a cool Dunk. So it was really not anything particular, but trying to diversify what people could come in and select from. So of course we had to have a good lineup of Jordan Retro. So I think we had pretty much like everything 1 through 14 covered. Not every model, but at least a couple in each number, you know. And so that's really how we went about it, trying to diversify what we had and really cater to all the sizes. So sometimes we wouldn't have necessarily, like, say for instance, a Heat in a 14 or a 15, but we had something, you know. And so it's kind of cool to see how our stock and our inventories evolved over the years.
Got you. So man, you guys got so much stock in here, a lot of inventory. What is one shoe that you guys feel like you have to have multiples of?
Have to have multiples of. There's some classic shoes that, you know, you always kind of have to have or should have in terms of having in inventory, and it's kind of hard to keep, and it's kind of cliche also, you know, like something like Bread 11s, you know, black and red 11s, people always will come in and ask for that shoe. So you know that if I were able to obtain or have a healthy stock of that shoe, it would be like clockwork. Other things that are like out there readily available that people kind of are like off-standish, maybe because of the accessibility, something like a white cement 4 that just came out. You know, you can't go wrong with a white cement 4 Nike Air. They're out there in abundance right now, and you can easily access them. But there was a time when 99 white cement 4s were selling for $99, and they were easily accessible. And then what happened? So, you know, just learning from being a collector at heart, you know, being somebody that's been involved with the shoe game for a while, and knowing that certain pairs take a little bit longer to age, like a fine wine, and then other shoes are like, oh man, I gotta have it right now, and then it's just instant, you know. So there's always two types of shoes.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode of Beyond Deadstock. I thank you, Knock, for having me.
Very much,
and we're gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Got some property? Nope. Drive a Maserati? Yep.